God, we thank you for each and every gift that's represented in this room, the words and the power that they hold within these pages in the hearts of these, your people. We thank you for each and every author, every performer, each and every person that had a part in bringing this festival together. Lord God, we pray that it will be a blessing to the community, to each and every person that comes through these doors. Lord, we thank you for creativity and literacy and all of the gifts that you shared through those words. We give you all the praise in Jesus' name, amen.
God has put in their lives. Are you thankful for the Fresh Book Festival? Well, I'm going to take you all the way back to the 70s, if you don't mind. You might remember this song. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful of what you got. Just be thankful of what you got. Just be thankful of what you got. This is my background singing. I know you remember this sing. Against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. Who had that type of car? That was a player car back then. Just be thankful for what you got. Although you may not have a great big Cadillac, just be thankful of what you got. I know you want to get on your knees sometimes at night. Thank God. And say, God, I am thankful for what I've got. Thank you. Just be thankful.
I'm Loretha with Angie BEE Bartee Productions. We're here today in the city of Daytona Beach to kick off the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. That's fresh as in fiction, romance, erotica, spirituality, and health. Come on down and we'll see you when you get here for the next 2 days. We're here in Daytona Beach at the Fresh Book Festival. I'm Loretha and I'm with Angie BEE Bartee Productions.
DJ Shot.
Hi, I'm Loretha with Angie BEE Bartee Productions, and I'm here in the city of Daytona Beach with the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. And I have just invited one of Donna Graybanks' authors, and her name is...
Hi, Dr. Ruth Baskerville. Delighted to be here.
Dr. Ruth Baskerville, we're delighted that you're here. Are you an author, a publisher, an entrepreneur, an editor, or what exactly?
Well, actually, I'm a retired educator, 46 years, and I'm a ghostwriter with 67 published authors so far, but I'm an author of 3 books.
Awesome.
And it's not going to work.
Well,
I'm going to have to start. I think we're going to have to.
it's okay. She'll edit it. His wife will edit it out.
It's a lot of... Oh, gosh, I've messed up.
It's okay. Let me ask you again.
All right.
Hi, look who's here. It's Dr. Ruth.
Hello. It's so good to be here at the Fresh Book Festival. So I'm happy.
Well, we're happy that you're here. So tell me this. Are you an author, an entrepreneur, an editor, or what exactly is it?
I am a retired educator, 46 years, and I'm an author of 3 books, but I'm also a ghostwriter, and I have 67 published authors and counting, and it's nothing but the grace of God. Absolutely.
Oh,
so
that
I love
sounds
writing.
that sounds so exciting, Dr. Ruth.
Thank you.
So tell me, what's this book you're displaying now? Finding Humor in Grief.
You know, I was married 45 years, since 19, and my husband passed pretty suddenly, and I was devastated. That was about 10 and a half years ago. So I journaled my heart, my soul on the page, and it wound up this book because humor tends to follow me all my life. And as a result of that, there were so many little places in the midst of this deep grief where there was humor. So I wrote Finding Humor in Grief, and because I was a theater minor, I used the drama faces, and I will tell you that I've gotten 2 gold medals for this book from the Authors Publishers Association and the Florida Writers Association.
Awesome.
So I'm just delighted, and it really has healed a lot of people going through any kind of loss.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Is this your first year with the Fresh Book Festival?
No, but I'm so sorry that about 3 years have gone by. But I was coming every year for about 8 years, and then I missed the last 2. But I'm happy to be back.
And we are happy that you joined us. Thank you so much, Dr. Ruth Baskerville.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. I have been able to grab one of our authors, and I believe her name is Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Loretha.
Hi.
How are you?
I am fantastic. Are you happy to be here?
I am so happy to be here. This is my first time here at the Fresh Book Festival, and I am just really excited.
So are you an author or a publisher?
No, I am an author. I actually published my first book about 2 years ago, Milani and Friends.
Okay.
And it's a children's book. It's designed for young children ages 4 to 8 to help them start the process of building self-esteem and liking themselves.
Awesome.
Yes.
That sounds fantastic. And the way to do that, the way to market your book is by attending book festivals.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yes.
we're so pleased, and thank you so much for joining us, Jackie.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Stay right there. Okay. Thanks, everyone. This is Loretha. I'm with Angie BEE Bartee Productions, and we'll be right back. Would you look at who I've just run into? It's Rue Mayweather. She's from Texas. Hi, Rue.
Hi, Loretha. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming out. I think I saw you last night at the Fresh Film Festival.
Yes, that was magnificent.
It was. What was magnificent about it?
Well, each of the producers and directors and each of the movies, yeah, very well written, very well scripted, just amazing.
It was amazing.
Yes.
I was impressed as well. We had Lynn Thompson. We also had, Mark Mikulski. And, oh my gosh, the director's name has just slipped my mind.
Mr. Gant?
Yes, it was Mr. Gant. It was amazing. Well, I just wanted to say hello. You look absolutely lovely. I love your Wakanda Forever earrings.
Yes, what an amazing movie. Very well written and directed as well.
Okay. So what do you expect from the Fresh Book Festival?
Well, I'm excited about meeting all of my other fellow authors and just to be here and to promote my book, the one that I didn't promote last year, A Recipe for a Man, She Thought, which is the foreword is written by Irma P. Hall, which is her foreword is written really, really well. So it really adds a nice flavor to the book.
Okay.
So.
Very nice. Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This is Loretha. I'm with Angie BEE Bartee Productions, and we'll be right back.
Worthy women who are of the righteous. The new book coming soon from visionary Chi Smith and Maisha Barnett. Devotional categories include business, grief, finances, health and wellness, relationships, parenting, mental illness, aging and caregiving, and so much more. Published by Barnett Publishing, featuring stories from Sister Sheree Jenkins, Sister Iris Wright, Sister Monique Pompey, Sister Jacqueline Rosier, Sister Sherelle Palmer, and Sister Erica Peterson. Worthy women who are of the righteous. Devotional coming soon. Audiobook produced by Angie BEE Productions and narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie BEE.
Angie BEE has and her husband, girl, they got multiple books. Girl, if they fall down a flight of stairs, they write a book about it. Okay. They got if their daughters get dogs, they write a book about it. You'll see.
Contact us today at 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519.
Hi, I'm Loretha with Angie BEE Bartee Productions, and I'm here at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival here in the city of Daytona Beach. And I'm about to introduce you to Free. Free is an author. Hi, Free.
Hi, how are you?
I am fine. Is this your first Fresh Book Festival?
It is. I'm very happy to be here.
And it looks like you're an author.
Yes, this is my first book, not my last. I have 2 others in the works.
Okay.
But this is my first book.
Okay. And what's it called?
I would scream if I could get this stick out of my mouth.
Oh, I could scream if I could get this. If I could get this, what?
Yeah, dick.
Oh, out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
I
that is amazing. I can't help but say I've experienced that myself.
Well, actually, it comes from Shakespeare called King Richard, the Devil.
Okay.
And so Richard's nickname is what?
Dick.
Right.
Yeah, my father's name is Richard, and I never understood why they called him Dick until later.
Right. So here we have that. You're old enough, I hope, to remember that man they called Tricky Dick.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So people get a little shocked at the title, but actually it has a meaning behind it.
It really does.
It really is a book about Ephesians 6:12, which we're talking about how do you recognize evil. You seem to think that the devil's going to come in red with a pitchfork and horns.
And he is not.
He is not. He's going to come quite innocently.
Yes.
We see evil moving around the world all the time.
All the time.
So the first name in the book, Pope Alexander VI, and I'm just going to, give everyone a little look at it,
Okay.
happens to be the one that created the doctrine of discovery in 1493.
Oh.
That doctrine is the one that caused enslavement to go around the world.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah. So you probably learned like I did in school. It was called manifest destiny.
Absolutely.
You see how if you change your name, you can't find the origins of it?
Wow.
Just like if you call them Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you don't
Yes.
want their real names.
Exactly.
So this is really a exploration into the history that I was taught and indoctrinated to believe, and then the truth.
Well, I am certainly happy that you have brought the truth to the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. Thank you so much, Dr. Ruth. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. She'll edit that out. Thank you so much, Free.
You're welcome. Thank you for interviewing me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. And I'm Loretha. I'm with Angie BEE Bartee Productions, and we'll be right back. And I have just captured Brian. It appears as if he's a photographer because he has several cameras. Are you a photographer, Brian?
Yes, ma'am. I am a photographer. Not only am I a photographer, but I'm also a videographer. But photography has become one of my main passions, even though video started off with me first. So I'm just here enjoying myself, doing what I love. So if you're ready to get your shot snapped, don't be afraid, because Brian right here for you.
Well, thank you so much, Brian. I know I've seen you before at previous Fresh Book Festivals. Is that true? This isn't your first Fresh.
Yes, ma'am. This is my second Fresh Book Festival. I came to the one last year, enjoyed my time here, and now it's a whole nother year again, and I'm back again. So I'm just excited to see, all the new books, all the new things people have. It's amazing to get in contact with these type of people. Never know who you may meet.
You never know who you may meet. It's all about a reading revolution and networking here at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival. I'm Loretha, and I'm with Angie BEE Bartee Productions. We'll be right back. And I just happened to see a children's author. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Sharonda Ingram.
Where you from, Sharonda?
I am originally from Daytona Beach, Florida, but now I currently live in Sanford, Florida. I've been living in that area around 20 years now.
Okay, and is this your first Fresh?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And what's that you're holding?
I am holding my book, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. It is a book that I authored with my 4 boys. It started out with me doing a Bible study with them. And so from there, God told me this was my book.
All right. It's called Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. And that came straight from Jesus Christ. Trust me. So this is wonderful.
Yes, it's so exciting. And you know what I love about it? My whole family had the opportunity to help me put this book together. So it wasn't just my effort. My sons got involved. My husband got involved. And so it came together wonderfully. It helped my children know how to take to be appreciative of hard work. It took hard work to put this together, and so they became involved. So that was nice that this was a family event that we did together.
Well, I am so pleased. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful time. We've got 2 whole days of nothing but Fresh Book Festival.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. This is awesome. It has
It
been
is.
a great experience thus far.
It
And it's
is.
just starting.
It's just started. So, I'm Loretha. I'm with Angie BEE Bartee Productions, and we'll be right back. I'm at the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. And these two fine gentlemen are with the Sun Chasers. I believe it's a motorcycle club located right here in the city of Daytona Beach. Hello there.
Hello, dear.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Cowboy, better known as Leroy Robinson.
Oh, well, what's up, Cowboy?
This is what's up. I'm enjoying this. You know, anything for the kids, I love to be a part of.
Literacy is a legacy, and this year's theme is Literacy Renewed. So what do you think about that? What's your name?
My name is Theodore Wolf. They call me Big Dog. I'm the vice president of the Sun Chasers. I've been the vice president for over 25 years. And this is something that we love getting involved with.
Okay.
Giving back to the community, giving back to the kids, and you know, that's our thing.
Well, what exactly is it that you do when you give back to the community?
Basically, we find out what needs they have, and we try to collect from the membership that we have, and we know about the community because we see them come in, and we provide meals and clothing and things like that. But today we're here to give to the kids. We want to sponsor kids, so we understand that it costs to be a part of this book fair. So we want to sponsor 50 kids. That's what we're here for.
Wow, you're going to sponsor 50 kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Literacy is a legacy. So tell me a little bit more about what you're going to be doing during Bike Week.
Well, basically, we're giving the bikers somewhere to go where they feel comfortable and safe, and where they can have a good time, and it's all about having fun. And at the same time, we're doing fundraisers and things like that. And basically, like I said, it's all about being safe, comfortable, and having a good time.
Well, that is fantastic. I am really excited that you gentlemen decided to join us at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival. I'm sure Donna Graybanks is ecstatic that you're giving back to the community. You're going to sponsor 50 kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that is outstanding. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
you. Thank you so much. Guess who I'm bringing to you today? It's another author, and his name is
Mark Lewis.
And Mark Lewis, are you an author, an editor, an entrepreneur? Just what exactly?
Well, I'm a first-time author. This book is my first published work, and just an author for now. But hopefully later on, maybe I'll publish a book of my own.
And is this your first Fresh Book Festival?
Yes, it is. I'm from the Daytona Beach area. I've heard of the festival before, but this is my first experience here. So.
Well, we thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And we hope to see you again soon at the next Fresh Book Festival. Right now, I'm about to introduce you to another one, and his name is
W.C. Fillmore.
Well, hello, Mr. Fillmore.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us. What's the name of your book?
My book is W.C. Fillmore's Double Dose of Dark Urban Mythos. And it's a combination of two short stories in one book. And the stuff is horror and fantasy.
Really?
Yes.
Horror and fantasy.
Yes, with an urban twist to it.
With an urban twist.
That's right. It happens in the neighborhood right around your corner of your house.
Oh my gosh, it happens right here in our neighborhood. That sounds so fascinating. How did you come up with that, Mr. Fillmore?
Well, I did a lot of traveling, and some of the neighborhoods that I went to, you can kind of hear the same kind of spooky stories, little ghost story here, maybe a monster story here or there. And I just started writing the stuff down and collecting it. And then using my imagination with what I've heard, I try to put these stories together.
Okay.
Yes.
And is this your first Fresh Festival?
Yes, this is my first time. I've come as a visitor, but this is my first time as a featured author. So,
well, the key to the Fresh Book Festival is networking. It's all about networking. So make sure you do lots of that, WC. And we want to thank you so much for coming.
And I want to thank you for interviewing me.
You are so welcome. This
Mike Sanders.
Mike Sanders from Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you so much for coming, Mike. Is this your first time at the Fresh?
It is. It's my first time, but it won't be my last.
Woo, it won't be his last. Well, I know you're an author, so what's the name of the book you're going to highlight?
This is Dead Center. This is actually my fifth book, but it's my latest novel. So this is one I'm highlighting right now, Dead Center.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about Dead Center.
Well, Dead Center's it's along the lines of like I told you before, like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like the two assassins who didn't know that they were each other's targets.
Okay.
You know, but it's African American based, so they make it a little more interesting. But it's good once you get into it. You can't stop reading it. It's
Oh
good.
my gosh! Well, that sounds fascinating, especially the cover. Did you do the cover yourself?
I did.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a graphic designer, but I try.
All right, but that's your piece. Okay, well, we want to thank you for coming. We hope you will come again, Mike.
Definitely, I will be back.
All right, and he brought his lovely wife. She just happens to be photographing us as we speak. So, hi there. I'm Loretha, and this is Angie BEE Bartee Productions. We'll be right back.
Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald. Did you grow up in a church that offered testimony time? It was generally a 30-minute session before service began where congregants could stand up and share something good that happened to them during the past week. Well, this audiobook is all about testimonies, medical survival stories, car accidents, a lack of faith, and more. Stories from people just like you that found themselves wondering, am I going to die? I thought I was dead. Stories of survival that will inspire, transcend, and encourage your mind. An audiobook anthology compiled by evangelist Angie BEE. Produced by Angie BEE Bartee Productions. Coming soon.
Hi, I'm Loretha, and I'm with Angie BEE Bartee Productions, and we're here at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival right here in Daytona Beach, Florida. We have about 40 authors, so please do come on down and get to meet them. Right now, I'm about to introduce you to one of them. His name is...
My name is Jerome Yates.
Jerome Yates. Where are you from, Jerome?
Actually, I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
He's from Brooklyn. And are you an author, Jerome?
Yes, I am an author. Actually, this is my first book ever. Actually, also, I'm a Embry-Riddle aeronautical graduate here in Daytona Beach.
Well, we're impressed by that because last night we had our Fresh Film Festival at Embry-Riddle, and it was fantastic.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Very awesome. Very awesome.
So tell us a little bit about your book. Is this your book here?
Yes.
The 12 P's and the 4 No's, Volume 2 by Jerome Yates.
Yes, the 12 P's and 4 No's. It's about actually empowering yourself. I've coined a term called the positivity coach. I'm your positivity coach. If you need positivity, if you are down, you can give me a call and I will be there for you. I've actually written this book so that you could actually have your own vision board. This isn't actually a workbook. I want you to actually sit down and actually write down your vision board, things that you are passionate about. Because when you are passionate about something, I want you to create the destiny of your choice and the lifestyle that you desire. Not me, you desire. You are the creator. So this workbook is here to help you to actually manifest your dreams, your wants, and your desires.
So how can we reach you? Because, I mean, do you have an a social media or a
Yes, I
phone
do.
number or email? How would someone reach you, Jerome, if they were not to make it to the Fresh Book Festival?
They could get me at Jerome Yates at the 12 P's and the 4nos.com. Or actually, if you want to just give me a phone call, 937-673-1509. Jerome Yates, I always have my phone here. Remember, I'm your positivity coach, and I'm going to get you to where you want to be, but you have to decide where you want to go.
Is this your first Fresh Book Festival?
Yes, this is my first Fresh Book Festival, and it's been awesome. Just meeting all the authors, just the environment of African Americans and all the writers and all the authors. This is phenomenal, and for me, being my first one, it's awesome. It's
Good.
awesome. It's awesome.
That is great. Well, we want to thank you so much for coming, Jerome, and we look forward to seeing you in 2024.
Thank you very much, everybody. Get the 12 P's and the 4 No's, and you can get it at.
Hi, I'm Loretha, and we're here at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival here in Daytona Beach, Florida. I'm interviewing authors, and we have another exciting author for you here right now, and his name is
Ronald B. Davis.
Ronald B. Davis. And where are you from, Ronald?
I'm from Ormond Beach, Florida.
He's from Ormond Beach, Florida. Imagine that. And I bet you he's an author.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and what's the name of your book?
The name of my book, as you can see here, is Expositions. It's weekly lessons and meditations for believers.
Oh, well, I just happen to be a believer, so give me a little more insight.
Well, let me just read from the back of the book here.
Okay.
It says, these expositions have been carefully written to help readers comprehend the Bible and apply scriptures to contemporary life. All of these lessons, are some which include prayers, are faithful to believers and biblical texts centered on the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yes, and to get the most out of these weekly teachings, readings, and meditate on lessons, you can revisit throughout the week and connect with God's Word and apply these readings to your daily life.
That sounds interesting. Now, how did you become so fascinated? Have you been to seminary, or maybe you're a minister or some clergy of that type?
No, I'm actually a steward at Allen Chapel AME Church. We have a prayer line. We're on 5 days a week from 6:30 to 7.
Okay.
And I did daily expositions on the prayer line. And what I done was compile the exposition and put them into a book.
Well, that is fascinating, and that took a lot. So, did you publish the book yourself, Ronald?
Actually, my niece published the book,
Really?
Millennium Publishing.
Okay.
Yes.
Millennium Publishing? Okay,
Yes.
well, next time we need to get your niece to come to the Fresh Book Festival.
She'll be here tomorrow.
Outstanding. Well, I think that any book that helps you understand the Bible is something that we should all be interested in, because the Bible is very difficult to really grasp and understand until you develop a relationship with Jesus Christ.
And that's absolutely true. And what I've done in this book is to help people. And by doing that, it's simplified. I use scriptures, and then I break the scriptures down and explain to them.
Right, in layman's terms.
In layman's terms. And it's blessed a lot of people, mostly young people, who have difficulty understanding the Bible, but can understand the book as they read it.
That's outstanding. I love Daytona Beach, and I love the Fresh Book Festival. Here's another author, and his name is
Mark Lynn.
Hello, Mark Lynn. Where are you from?
2 residents, one in Ponte Vedra near Jacksonville and Kauai, Hawaii.
Ooh, he's from 2 fabulous resort areas, but obviously he's had time to write. So tell us a little bit about this book.
This book I wrote last year in Hawaii. It's called Awaken and Free. It's the second book in a series of 5 spiritual books I'll be doing. The first one I did a few years ago is called Spiritual Consciousness.
Okay.
This is the follow-up. That was a little bit more about clearing the path to becoming spiritual. This one is more about the journey of it, from a spiritual awakening, which can happen in millions of
Anytime.
yeah, well, it can happen in millions of ways. You know, religious, metaphysical, so many ways to be awakened, to being highly enlightened. I'm not saying I'm highly enlightened, but I could channel it. Like Hawaii is a magical place because the channels are so wide open, and I don't even know where all this information is coming as I produce these books, but it just comes out so beautifully. And I know this is my third book, and my editor has said that I finally have arrived as a writer because she doesn't need to touch it much anymore.
Oh, that's an extreme compliment.
Yeah,
It really is.
might not have to pay her so much.
Oh, you'll always have to pay her, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the name of your other two books?
The Spiritual Consciousness was my first, and I took a trip away from the pure spiritual nature of my books and did a book in 2021 on Drawn to the Middle, and I incorporated not only my psychological, philosophical, spiritual angle, I incorporated a lot of the sociological and political issues that are undermining our society.
They really are.
The extremes are just pulling us apart, and they get all the attention, and the majority of us are not. So the name of the book, Drawn to the Middle.
Okay.
And I used kind of the concept of, like Buddha, one of his big claim to fame was the middle way.
Okay.
And, you know, you can go back to Abraham Lincoln, you can go back. A house divided will fall.
Exactly.
So I'm really, there's the people in the middle are the quiet ones. The extreme get all the attention.
Right.
So I actually, the book I'm doing this year is a follow-up to that one. It's called Apolitical.
Okay.
The soullessness of our political system. The system we have set up, and apolitical is a confusing word. It's kind of like atypical.
It is a little confusing.
It means non-political or politically neutral. And since it's hard to align with such extreme political components, it's more like kind of an anti-Republican, anti-Democrat book, where there's a lot of anti-Republican books, a lot of anti-Democrat books.
Absolutely.
But why not go after both of them?
Yes.
So that's the mission there, is to loosen up the power that they have and create some competition from the center. But the spiritual books, I have 3 more coming out.
Wow.
So I'm gonna do a book a year because it takes me somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1,000 to 1,200 hours to do a book.
And about how many words is it? About 3,000?
No, how many pages? It's 300 pages, about 80,000 words.
Woo, that's a lot of words.
Yeah. Well, I started only 3 months ago on my new one. I'm at 66,000.
Oh my
I
God.
get a good 1,000 to 1,500 words a day come out of me. Usually I have my cup of coffee. I sit down at the computer before I get tarnished by anything.
Yes.
I'm clear, I'm open,
Okay.
and it just cathartically comes out of me.
That's outstanding.
And what's funny is I've been doing this for 4 years. The first 2 or 3 years, it ruled me. I couldn't go without doing it. Now I'm controlling it because I was always afraid to take a day off that I might miss the groove. But now it's there.
It's there.
I got it.
It's a part of who you are.
I'm there.
And we appreciate it. Now, is this your very first Fresh Book Festival?
Yeah, this is my first book festival or fair period because I've been on that inward journey.
Oh.
And I come from a marketing background. I even have a master's degree in marketing, but I did not want to push it till I built enough of a base. And so you had mentioned a website earlier. I'm going to try to develop that. I need to do more book fairs. Because
You're going to have to find ways to sell your books, Mark Lynn. I mean, you've done so much investing in your books.
Yeah.
So now it's time for you to sell your books. And I just wanted to thank you for joining us here at the Fresh Book Festival. Can we look forward to you joining us again?
Absolutely. We're right up the street, so easy for me to come,
All right.
I'll be back.
Well, thank you so much. I'm presenting to you today Rekia Beverly, otherwise known as Mrs. Asbury. Hi, Rekia.
Hello.
How are you?
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. You are just the best teacher ever. Are you not?
I appreciate the compliment.
And I believe she's just come off a panel. What were you all discussing in the panel?
Oh, we were talking about everything from including our books, seeing if it connected to our childhood. We talked about our genre and if we've experienced a negative review at some point because, you know, life happens and we have to be prepared and how we're going to overcome those things. Yep.
All right. Well, Mrs. Asbury has a plethora of books, so we're going to let her tell you just a little bit about some of the titles.
Sure. First, I have my 2 affirmation books for young children and for adolescents. I have Mrs. Ashbury's First Day of School. We have Mrs. Ashbury's Birthday.
Ooh, a birthday.
That's a fun one. I love cupcakes, so I had to make sure I included cupcakes in the book.
Not cupcakes.
Love cupcakes. All different kinds. Snickerdoodle, peanut butter, cookie dough, all of that.
Ooh, Snickerdoodle's my favorite.
Yes. Mrs. Ashbury's Hero talks about childhood cancer. Mrs. Ashbury teaches Black history, includes all of my Black history, my favorite Black history figures from the past.
Okay.
And then my most recent is Mrs. Ashbury to the Rescue, which I'll be sharing on stage tomorrow.
Ooh, Mrs. Ashbury comes to the rescue. I hope you heard that. You might want to come down here tomorrow and join us at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival. Mrs. Ashbury, what's this I'm holding?
That's our puzzle, our 16-piece puzzle.
Ooh, a 16-piece puzzle.
Yes, and that's branded after Mrs. Ashbury's birthday. At the very end of the story, the kids sing happy birthday to Mrs. Ashbury, and so I captured that in puzzle form.
That's outstanding. So how can we reach you, Mrs. Ashbury, if we happen to not make it to the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival?
All right, you can find me at mrsashburysworld.com, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and then all social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube.
Is she not the best? She has got it all covered. And you're going to need Mrs. Ashbury to help raise your children. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And here I just happened to find another author. What's your name?
I'm Troy Johnson.
Hello, Troy. Where are you from?
I'm actually from Harlem, New York City.
Harlem, New York City. Is this your first Fresh Book Festival?
This is my 3rd Fresh Book Festival.
Woo! Yay! We got some people returning. So tell us a little bit about what you've written.
All right, so here I'm talking about a book called Voices of the Harlem Renaissance. I wrote the introduction to this book. It was originally published as The New Negro, an interpretation. And so I wrote a new foreword to it. And it was published 100 years ago and introduces readers to the variety of art and prose that was produced during that time.
Really?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. If you have people like Zora Neale Hurston and W.E.B. Du Bois, and a lot of the, during that time, the Harlem Renaissance was a burgeoning of intellectual and creative output.
Yes.
And so this book is, truly representative of that period.
It was an explosion of Black talent and Black art.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for that. That's outstanding. Now, I'm sure you have another book, right?
Yeah, this book is Running to Falls, written by Kalisha Buchanan. Kalisha's critically acclaimed writer with several books under her belt.
Okay.
And I published this book under my business, the African American Literature Book Club, or AALBC.
Oh.
And so this is the first book that I've published. We're really proud of it. It's available in all formats, audiobook, ebook, hardcover, paperback.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a terrific story. It's got suspense. It's got issues of class. It's got issues of alcoholism.
Okay.
And it's just it's literary fiction, and it's well written, and it's really engaging, a really engaging story. So I was just excited to be able to have the opportunity to produce this book.
Well, we are excited that you're here and you have so much to offer. He's an author and a publisher, and God only knows what else. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for the time and opportunity. I really appreciate it.
And we look forward to seeing you at the next Fresh Book Festival. I'm Loretha. I'm with Angie BEE Bartee Productions. We'll be right back.
Author of the Day, Takia Smith, visionary of the best-selling book, Pendulum of a Mother's Love, announces her new release coming soon. Moms Gathering to Close the Gaps. This will be the second book in the series, and we invite you to share your story with the world. The topics of mother-daughter, daughter-mother, and mother-son relationship are contributed by the following authors: Dr. Kitty Adderley, Dr. Radiance L. Rose, Dr. Maisha Jack, Angela Wife, and Evangelist Angie BEE. It's not too late to share your story. Promotional support for this book is provided by Business with a Heart and Lolo's Social Media Promotions. Audiobook produced by Angie BEE Bartee Productions. Moms Gathering to Close the Gaps. Coming soon. Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald.
We're here in Daytona Beach at the Julia T. and Charles W. Cherry Educational Center. I'd like to introduce you to one of our authors, and his name is
Scott Ellis.
Hello, Scott Ellis. Where are you from?
I'm from Pittsfield, Massachusetts. I'm an audiobook narrator and voice actor and audiobook production company, Scott Ellis Reads.
Oh my goodness, did you hear that, Bartee? He's also in the audio production business. This is very exciting. This is the first time I've met anyone other than Angie BEE. So are you very good at your craft?
I hope so. I was the 2021 audiobook of the year recipient for a book called Puck and Minnie that I narrated.
Awesome.
And that was awarded to us. And so, we like to consider ourselves an award-winning audiobook narrator, whatever that means.
Well, that means congratulations. I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you so much for joining us. And you're going to have a wonderful time because we have 40 authors. And so now we also have another audiobook narrator. What do you think about that?
I think it's fabulous. I think the audiobook industry is booming right now. It's scheduled to be a $16 billion a year industry this year, double-digit growth each year over the past decade.
Okay.
It's the way people are consuming their content these days. It's streaming. It's in their ears.
Yes.
And, if your book isn't an audio, you got to find an audiobook narrator and production company to make it happen because it's the next level of sales for you.
Well, did you hear that? We're here with about 40 authors, and one of them is
Lucy Desmore.
Lucy Desmore. Hi, Lucy Desmore. Where are you from?
Daytona Beach.
Oh my gosh, she's a native, and she's holding a book.
I am. I'm holding the book that my husband wrote, Clayton Desmore, who frequented this book festival every year, and I thought it was my job to continue the legacy. So I'm here with this book. Clayton passed from us July 24th of last year, but he had this book already here, and we've sold several copies of it and attended many fairs. So that's what my job is, to have this legacy to continue.
Well, I tell you what, I have to admire you for that, because even though your husband is no longer with you, you're still married in spirit to him. And I'm sure he appreciates that. I've heard several people talk about the book. What's the name of it?
Dad, the Man, the Myth, the Legend.
Woohoo! Dad, the Man, the Myth, the Legend. And so Lucy Desmore is here at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival. And if you happen to miss her, I'm sure she has a way for you to contact her to purchase her book.
I do. You may contact me at 386-295-7758 or email me at cldesmore@bellsouth.net.
Awesome. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us, but let me quickly ask you, your husband, you said, had been at several Fresh Book Festivals before, but this is your first time with the book.
Yes, but I always attended the festivals with him. I went to Jacksonville with him, Orlando, DeLand, wherever. And I'm a real estate person, so he went to a lot of events with me. We went to Tallahassee and Orlando for different conventions for the Florida Realtors. And so we complimented each other. We always attended each other's events.
Very supportive. Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at the next Fresh Book Festival.
Here all weekend, and I will continue. And I do want to say Clayton Desmore was writing the second book from this, a continuation. And so he's written 2 chapters, and I am embedding on doing completing the book. So I'm working on it now.
All right, so look forward to seeing Mrs. Desmore at the 13th Annual Fresh Book Festival in 2024. I'm Loretha. I'm with Angie BEE Bartee Productions, and we'll be right back. And we're here in the city of Daytona Beach, Florida, at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival. And here I just happened to find another author. What's your name?
I'm Troy Johnson.
Hello, Troy. Where are you from?
I'm actually from Harlem, New York City.
Harlem, New York City. Is this your first Fresh Book Festival?
This is my 3rd Fresh Book Festival.
Woo! Yay! We got some people returning. So tell us a little bit about what you've written.
All right, so here I'm talking about a book called Voices of the Harlem Renaissance. I wrote the introduction to this book. It was originally published as The New Negro, an interpretation. And so I wrote a new foreword to it. And it was published 100 years ago and introduces readers to the variety of art and prose that was produced during that time.
Really?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. If you have people like Zora Neale Hurston and W.E.B. Du Bois, and a lot of the, during that time, the Harlem Renaissance was a burgeoning of intellectual and creative output.
Yes.
And so this book is, truly representative of that period.
It was an explosion of black talent and black art.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for that. That's outstanding. Now, I'm sure you have another book, right?
Yeah, this book is Running to Falls, written by Kalisha Buchanan. Kalisha's critically acclaimed writer with several books under her belt.
Okay.
And I published this book under my business, the African American Literature Book Club, or AALBC. And so this is the first book that I've published. We're really proud of it. It's available in all formats: audiobook, ebook, hardcover, paperback.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a terrific story. It's got suspense. It's got issues of class. It's got issues of alcoholism. And it's just it's literary fiction, and it's well written, and it's really engaged in a really engaging story. So I was just excited to be able to have the opportunity to produce this book.
Well, we are excited that you're here and you have so much to offer. He's an author and a publisher, and God only knows what else.
Hey, the name's Adam. I'm a freelance graphic designer who goes under the moniker Eye Catching Designs. from flyers to logos to even websites. I got you. I specialize in being adaptable to anything you need. If you got a project or an idea, you can get in contact with me through my website, eyecatchingdesign.art. You can also see plenty of examples of my work there too. Let's work together.
Please allow us to introduce you to one of the graduates of our YEP program.
Hi, I'm Sandra B. I live in Michigan. And yep, I'm an author.
YEP, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Our goal is to initiate literacy in students and lead them to entrepreneurship through authorship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. Students participate in virtual writing workshops where they are encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of stories read. We ask you to support our youth. For a donation of only $50, your company or organization will be mentioned as a youth supporter in the next audiobook. Send an email to yepI'mAnAuthor@gmail.com to provide a scholarship for a young person to participate.
Yep, I'm an author.
Proceeds are accepted and disbursed by Angie BEE Productions. And now, these students are authors and entrepreneurs. Follow us online. Just search for Yep, I'm an Author on Facebook. Use the hashtag Yep, I'm an Author. Or call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for more information. This program is sponsored in part by Angie BEE Bartee Productions.
Yep, I'm an author.
Greetings, I'm Loretha, host of So What's the Problem TV show. It airs Thursdays at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. I conduct interviews and I spread awareness. If you follow my page, you'll get the notifications and you will never miss an episode. A cheerful heart is good medicine and laughter is good for the soul. Thanks for watching.